Okay, Mike, quick question. What do you do in your free time?
Uh, I do reading. I do reading every day.
Hmm, that sounds a little strange, actually.
What? Why? Reading is a great hobby.
No, your hobby is great, but the way you said it, I do reading, that's not how we say it in English.
Wait, seriously? But I see this mistake everywhere online.
Yes, and that is exactly why we are here today. So many English learners say, I do reading or I do swimming, and it sounds very unnatural to native speakers.
Okay, so how do we actually say it?
Stay with us for the next few minutes, and I will teach you exactly how to talk about your hobbies the right way. You will never make this mistake again.
I already feel smarter.
Trust me, by the end of today's episode, you will sound so much more natural. Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Daily Dialogue. I am Mike.
And I am Sophia, and today we are talking about one of the most common topics in everyday English conversation: hobbies.
That is right, and let me tell you something. Talking about hobbies is one of the first things people ask you when they meet you for the first time.
Exactly. Think about it. You meet someone new at work, at school, or even at a coffee shop. What do they ask you?
What do you do for fun? Or do you have any hobbies?
Yes. And if you are not ready for this question, it can feel very stressful, right?
Very stressful. And here's something interesting. A lot of English learners already know their hobbies. They know the words, but they still struggle to talk about them naturally.
That is because knowing a word and using it in a real conversation are two very different things.
So today, we are going to fix that. We are going to teach you exactly how to talk about your hobbies in a natural way.
We will cover how to say what your hobby is, how to explain why you enjoy it, how to talk about how often you do it, and how to ask other people about their hobbies.
And do not worry, we will use simple, everyday examples that you can use right away.
So if you have ever felt nervous or confused when someone asks you about your hobbies, this episode is exactly for you.
Let us get started.
Okay, let us start with the basics. Category 1, how to actually say what your hobby is.
And this is where most people make their first mistake.
Right. So, remember at the beginning, I asked you what you do in your free time, and you said, I do reading.
Yes, and you said it sounded strange.
So, here is the rule, and this is very important, so please remember this. In English, we do not say, I do reading or I do swimming. That is incorrect.
Okay, so what do we say instead?
We say, I like reading or my hobby is reading. Simple as that.
Oh, that makes so much more sense, actually.
Let me give you the pattern. The pattern is this: I like plus the activity. So if your hobby is cooking, you say, I like cooking. If your hobby is painting, you say, I like painting.
And what about I enjoy? Can we use that too?
Absolutely. I enjoy works perfectly. I enjoy reading. I enjoy cooking. Both are correct and very natural.
So I like and I enjoy, those are the two main ways.
Yes. And there is one more option. You can also say, my hobby is. For example, my hobby is photography.
So we have three options: I like, I enjoy, and my hobby is.
Exactly. Now, let me show you how this sounds in a real conversation. Imagine you are at a new job and your colleague asks you this question.
Okay, let me be the colleague. So, Sophia, do you have any hobbies?
Yes, actually. I like hiking. I go hiking on weekends when the weather is nice.
Oh, that is cool. And that sounded so natural, right?
Very natural. Now let me show you the wrong way so you can hear the difference.
Okay, let me ask again. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I do hiking. I do it every weekend.
See, that sounds a little off, right? It does not sound natural at all.
Exactly. So always remember, I like or I enjoy or my hobby is. never I do with a hobby activity.
Got it. Now, what if someone has more than one hobby? How do we talk about that?
Great question. If you have two or more hobbies, you can use and to connect them. For example, I like reading and cooking.
Simple. What if I have 3 hobbies?
Then you list them. I like reading, cooking, and playing guitar. You use commas and then and before the last one.
Okay, and here's a quick question for everyone watching. Think about your hobbies right now. Can you say them using I like or I enjoy? Try it in your head.
Yes, take a few seconds. You're already doing better than you think.
Now, there's one more thing I want to cover in this category. What if someone asks, what kind of hobbies do you have? Is there a difference?
Not really. You answer the same way. I like or my hobbies are. The only difference is that what kind of hobbies is a little more open. The person wants to know more details.
So I could say, I have creative hobbies. I like drawing and writing.
Perfect. You gave a category first, creative hobbies, and then you gave the specific examples. That is a very smart way to answer.
I like that. It makes you sound more organized.
Exactly. And sounding organized in conversation is a great skill to have.
Now, before we move on, let me give you one more quick example. Imagine you're at a new school and a classmate asks you about your hobbies.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, do you have any hobbies outside of school?
Yes, I enjoy playing the guitar. I've been playing for about 2 years now.
Oh, nice. And notice Sophia used I enjoy and also added how long she's been doing it. That gives a more complete answer.
Right. Even a small detail like that makes your answer sound much better. It shows the other person that this hobby is important to you.
Great point. So always try to add one extra detail when you can. Okay, so now we know how to say what our hobbies are. But what happens when someone asks the follow-up question?
Yes, this is very important because after someone asks, "What is your hobby?" they will almost always ask the next question.
And that question is?
Why do you like it? Or what do you enjoy about it?
So we need to be ready to explain why we like our hobbies.
Exactly. And this is where it gets a little more interesting. Let me teach you some useful phrases for this.
Okay, I am ready.
The first phrase is, "It helps me." This is one of the most useful phrases you will ever learn. It helps me relax. It helps me feel better after a long day.
Oh, I love that. It helps me. That is so versatile.
Very versatile. The second phrase is, "I like it because." This one is very simple and very direct. I like cooking because I enjoy trying new recipes.
And that leads naturally into the conversation, too.
Right. Now, the third phrase is, "It makes me feel." For example, reading makes me feel calm. Playing music makes me feel happy.
So, we have 3 main phrases. It helps me, I like it because, and it makes me feel.
And here is a memory trick for you. These 3 phrases each answer a different question.
Okay, what are the 3 questions?
It helps me answers, "What does your hobby do for you?" I like it because answers, "Why do you like it?" And it makes me feel answers, "How does it make you feel?"
Oh, that is a great way to remember it. 3 questions, 3 phrases.
Exactly. Now, let me show you how this sounds in a real conversation. Imagine you're talking to a friend at a coffee shop.
Okay, I will be your friend. So, Sophia, you said you like hiking, right? Why do you enjoy it so much?
Well, it helps me clear my mind after a busy week, and being in nature makes me feel really peaceful.
Oh, that is nice. And notice what Sophia did there?
Yes, I used 2 of the phrases together. It helps me clear my mind, and it makes me feel peaceful. That's how you give a fuller answer.
So, combining 2 phrases makes your answer sound more complete and natural.
Exactly. Now, let me give you another example. What if your hobby is playing video games?
Okay, so someone asks me, why do you like playing video games?
Right. So a good answer would be, I like it because it helps me forget about stress after work. It makes me feel relaxed and happy.
That is a really good answer. It's honest and it sounds natural.
And notice, we used simple words: stress, relaxed, happy. You don't need difficult vocabulary to give a great answer.
That is a really important point. Simple words are your best friends in conversation.
Absolutely. Now, one more thing. Sometimes people ask, when did you start this hobby? How do we answer that?
Oh, that's a good one. How do we say when we started?
Simple. You say, I started, and then you say when. I started reading when I was 15. I started cooking 2 years ago.
I started. Okay, that's easy to remember.
And if you don't remember exactly when, you can say, I've been doing it for a few years now, or I've enjoyed it since I was young.
Perfect. So even if you don't have the exact answer, you can still give a good response.
Exactly. The key is to keep the conversation going, not to give a perfect answer.
Now, let me try one more example so everyone can hear how it all sounds together.
Sure. Go ahead, Mike. Tell me about one of your hobbies.
Well, I really enjoy playing basketball. It helps me stay healthy and have fun at the same time.
Oh, that's great. When did you start playing?
I started when I was in middle school. A friend introduced me to it, and I've loved it ever since.
And notice how natural that was. Mike used I enjoy, then it helps me, and then answered the when did you start question smoothly.
Yes, and I kept it simple, no difficult words, just honest and clear. Okay, Sophia, we have talked about how to answer questions about hobbies, but what about asking other people?
Yes, this is so important because in a real conversation, it is not just about you. You also need to show interest in the other person.
So how do we ask someone about their hobbies?
Well, the simplest way is, do you have any hobbies? But let me teach you a few more options that sound even more natural.
Okay, let us hear them.
The first one is, what do you like to do in your free time? This is very common and very friendly.
I like that one. It feels casual.
Yes, very casual. The second option is, what do you do for fun? This one is also very casual and works great when you're getting to know someone.
And the third one?
Are you into anything interesting right now? This one is a little more modern and shows genuine curiosity.
Are you into anything? I like that. It sounds very natural.
It does. Now, here is something very important that I want everyone to remember. After you ask the question, you need to listen and respond well.
Right, because asking the question is only half of the conversation.
Exactly. So let me teach you how to respond when someone tells you about their hobby. The first thing you can say is, oh, that sounds interesting, or, oh, that sounds fun.
Simple and friendly.
Then you can ask a follow-up question. How did you get into that? Or, how long have you been doing it?
So you show interest, and then you ask for more details.
Right. Now let me show you a full example, a real back-and-forth conversation.
Okay, I'll start. So, Sophia, what do you like to do when you're not working?
Oh, I really enjoy gardening. I have a small garden at home where I grow vegetables.
Really? That sounds so relaxing. How did you get into gardening?
Well, my grandmother used to have a garden, and I loved helping her when I was young. So I started my own garden a few years ago.
Ah, that is a lovely story. And notice what happened there.
Yes, Mike asked a good question. How did you get into gardening? And my answer was natural and personal. It created a nice connection.
And I also responded with, that sounds so relaxing, before asking the next question. That showed I was listening.
Exactly. That is called active listening. You show the other person that you care about what they're saying before you move on to the next question.
So the formula is ask a question, listen to the answer, show interest, then ask another question if you want to know more.
Perfect. Now let me give you one more example. This time, imagine you're at a party and you meet someone new.
Okay, I'm at a party. Hey, nice to meet you. So what do you do for fun?
Nice to meet you too. I'm really into photography. I take photos of nature and animals.
Oh, wow, that is amazing. Do you post your photos online?
Yes, I have an Instagram page where I share them. It's a great way to connect with other photographers.
See how easy that conversation was? And it felt completely natural.
It did. And here's the thing, you don't need to know everything about photography to have this conversation. You just need to ask good questions and show that you're interested.
That's the key takeaway, right? You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be curious and friendly.
Exactly. And one more tip. If the other person has a hobby you've never heard of, don't be afraid to say, "I've never heard of that. Can you tell me more about it?"
Oh, that's honest and it shows you want to learn.
Right. People love talking about their hobbies, so if you ask them to explain more, they'll be very happy to do it.
That's a great point. Most people enjoy talking about the things they love.
Absolutely. So just be curious, be friendly, and the conversation will flow naturally.
Sophia, before we finish, I want to add one more bonus tip for everyone.
Oh, yes, please.
If you want to sound even more natural, try to connect your hobby to your daily life.
Oh, what do you mean exactly?
Instead of just saying, "I like cooking," you can say, "I like cooking after work. It's a great way for me to unwind."
Oh, I love that. You're adding context, right? You're showing when you do it and why.
Exactly. And that makes the conversation much more interesting for the other person.
Great tip. So connect your hobby to your life and people will enjoy talking to you about it.
All right, everyone, let us do a quick recap of everything we covered today.
Yes. First, we learned how to say what our hobbies are. Remember, use "I like," "I enjoy," or "my hobby is." Never say "I do reading" or "I do swimming."
That is the number one mistake to avoid.
Second, we learned how to explain why we like our hobbies. The three key phrases are "it helps me," "I like it because," and "it makes me feel."
And combining two of those phrases makes your answer even better.
Third, we talked about how often we do our hobbies. We learned time expressions like every day and once a week.
And we also learned words like usually, sometimes, and rarely. And remember, you can put the time expression at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Both are correct.
And finally, we learned how to ask other people about their hobbies. We learned questions like, "What do you like to do in your free time?" and "What do you do for fun?"
And we learned how to respond well by showing interest and asking follow-up questions.
Exactly. So now you have everything you need to talk about hobbies in a natural way. How do you feel, Mike?
I feel very confident now, and I think everyone watching should feel confident too. You have learned so much today.
Absolutely. You are doing great. Now let us move on to our question of the day.
All right, it is time for our question of the day.
This is my favorite part, and this is where you get to practice what you just learned.
So here is today's question. Using what we taught you today, answer this in the comments below.
Pretend someone just asked you this question. Tell me about your hobbies. What do you like to do? Why do you enjoy it? And how often do you do it?
So we want you to answer all three parts. What is your hobby? Why do you like it? And how often do you do it?
Use the phrases we taught you today. Try to use "I like" or "I enjoy." Explain why with "it helps me" or "it makes me feel," and tell us how often with a time expression.
Write your full answer in the comments below. We love reading your answers, and it is the best way to practice.
And do not worry about making mistakes. This is a safe place to practice. We are all learning together here.
All right, everyone, that is all for today's episode of the Daily Dialogue.
And we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed teaching it.
Now, here is something very important. We post a new episode every single day. Every day.
That is right. So if you want to keep improving your English, you need to practice every day too. And we make that very easy for you.
We have two amazing playlists on our channel. The first one is our Conversation Practice playlist. That is where you will find episodes just like today, everyday conversations that you can learn from and practice with.
And the second playlist is our grammar practice playlist. If you want to improve your grammar, that playlist is perfect for you.
Yes, we cover so many useful topics there. How to use get in English, past tense, and so much more. So after this video, click on one of those playlists and keep learning. The best way to get fluent is to practice a little bit every day.
And if you found today's episode helpful, and we really hope you did, please hit that like button. It takes only 1 second, but it helps us so much.
And if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel right now. That way you will never miss a new episode.
Also, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified every time we upload a new video.
We want to see you here every day. Let us grow together and become fluent in English together.
Thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow for another episode of The Daily Dialogue.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.